Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of Knitscents. My name is Jan, and you can find me as Jan Ellen RN on Ravelry and on Instagram. And you can find our group on Ravelry. We have a group, the Knitscents Podcast, so we'd love for you to come and join us. And we also have a Facebook page, which is Facebook, I never remember, Facebook/Knitscents, but I will link that below. And we'd love to have you join us there as well. So I hope everybody had a good couple of, almost a week and a half. I don't know if it's been quite 2 weeks since I recorded, but it's been a very busy, crazy time here. But hopefully things are getting back to normal now and getting back to a more normal schedule. So more time for knitting and hopefully some spinning, which I really haven't been doing very much of. But in this episode, we have some housekeeping business. We have some knitting. I have a finished object. I do. We'll talk a little bit about Rhinebeck. I have some Scentsy business, and then we'll go over our contest from last week. I'm going to move things around a little bit, and I'm going to do the Scentsy stuff at the end and see if that works a little bit better, so this way we can kind of control the time a little bit better. So if it's running late, we can shorten that up a little bit. And if anybody really doesn't want to stick around for that, that's okay. We can, like I said, we'll put it at the end. And I am going to try to, and I can't promise, I'm going to try to put across when we do a new segment. I'll try to put something across so that you'll know which segment we're getting into. But again, that's going to depend on whether or not I remember how to do that and whether or not I can get it to work. So there you have it. I would like to welcome all of returning viewers, anybody that's coming back to try this again, and certainly a big hello to any new viewers that may be joining us. I would very much like to say a very big thank you to Sadie of the Yarnivore Podcast for a lovely shout out on her podcast. I had the pleasure of meeting Sadie at, I don't know if it was the first or the second SSK. And if you have not checked out her podcast, you really should go over. I will link it below. She is a true artist. She is truly an artist. And if you're not familiar with her podcast, Sadie is also the genius behind Knitter's Nightmare Yarns. And her color sense is just absolutely unbelievable. And she also happens to be just an absolute sweetheart. She has one of the biggest hearts of anybody I've ever met. And to that end, I just have to say, not only was I fortunate enough to have met Sadie and to know her and to have seen her and met her at several SSKs and different events, but Sadie was generous enough at, not last SSK, but the one before, to donate a shawl for one of the door prizes. And how lucky can you possibly get? I won it. I did. So I won this absolutely, I believe it's Stellina is the name of the pattern. It's a Lauren Nelkin design. Now how awesome is that? Beaded and just beautiful. Love this shawl. So a big thank you to Sadie. Mwah. I love you. I can't wait to see you. Hope you're doing well, and looking forward to seeing you soon. And what else? What other housekeeping? Oh gosh, I have been baking, busy baking. The weather has finally gotten a little cooler, although this week it was in the high 70s. Oh, what's up with that? I mean, this weekend for Rhinebeck, it is supposed to be a really nice, cool fall weekend, so I am super psyched for that. But I haul out my bread machine, and I have been baking a lot of bread and really enjoying that. And my next up is apple pie. I have got the baker's bug right now, mostly because I want to eat it, not so much because I want to bake it, but I'm like all of a sudden into like wanting to eat all of this baked stuff that I really don't don't need, but that's neither here nor there. So if you say you're baking it, you're burning calories while you're baking it? Is that how it works? No. Okay. Well, at any rate, I am really looking forward to baking with some New York apples that I hope we will be bringing back this weekend. And I guess that's about it. So we are going to move on to the knitting. This week I made progress on my Circo Cowl, which is the last of the 2015 M Club patterns from Laura Nelkin. And let's see, what I did, I kind of had a little bit of difficulty here. I'm almost finished with clue 3. So I had picked up the last time all the way around, put the half twist in the cowl. I don't know how well you can see that, but the cowl actually is in here, and it's kind of scrunched up right now on the needles. But I had put the half twist in, picked up the stitches all the way around, and done the elongated stitches. And then I started the first of the beaded segments. And I'm almost done. I'm done with the beaded part. There's another section of the pattern which is not beaded, and that's what I'm working on right now. And then what's supposed to happen is you were to knit this part here that was beaded, and then the second half of the pattern without the beads, and then cut the yarn, restring on enough beads to repeat the beaded part again, and then finish off. What happened, the yarn is it's a fingering weight yarn, but it's kind of floofy. And I am a dedicated bead spinner user. I have very little patience to do the beading with the dental floss threader, and I know that's how a lot of people do it, and believe me, I found out it does work very well. But what was happening with the bead spinner was I would get the beads on the big eye beading needle. That wasn't the problem, but I was having trouble getting it down onto the yarn, and I've had that happen on occasion before. And usually what I've done is I've taken a piece of super floss and kind of hooked it in between the needle and the actual yarn, and that's worked well. This time it didn't. And what ended up happening was when I strung the beads, and I thought I measured correctly, but honestly I was kind of over the pushing and the stringing, I ended up short, not stringing enough beads for the first of the pattern. And it's not so terrible. I ended up cutting it and just restringing more, but in the interest of not having to do it 3 times, what I did was the second time around I put on the remaining beads so that they would all be on there. I wouldn't have to cut it a third time to restring, if any of that makes any sense. The bottom line is what happens now is that for this remaining part of the pattern where it's not beaded, the second half without the beading, I have to just keep pushing the beads down the yarn because I didn't want to stop and restring them yet a third time. So it's a lovely pattern. It's not difficult at all. Again, like I said, it was me. I kind of knew I was going to be short. There was just too many beads left in that bag for it to have been even remotely close to half. But I don't know. I guess I figured they'd magically jump on or something. I'm not sure where my head was at with that. But I ended up restringing it. But at any rate, here's what the width of the cowl. That's good. That's kind of... So you have the reversible in the middle, which was done first, and then picked up all the way around, and because there's a half twist, it was just a straight pick up all the way around, and then the elongated stitches, now the beaded section. And I'm almost at the end of this blue, so I will be going into the charcoal, which will be really, really nice up against the beads. So that is the progress I have made on my Circo Cowl, which I won't be taking with me up to Rhinebeck this weekend. This is not one of the projects I'm going to take. I'm really looking for super easy knits kind of things. And the other thing that did get a little bit of love this week, not too much, but it did get a little, is the triplex that I have been working on. And part of the reason why I took it out to work on it, this again is another pattern by Laura Nelkin, and it's actually like a 3-in-1. It's like a shrug, You can wear it as a shrug. You can wear it as a kind of a poncho. You can wear it kind of as a shawl. And I loved the colors. I actually did get to see this at Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's a Laura Nelkin pattern, and the yarn that I got, I actually got the kit, is from Jill Draper Make Stuff. I'm not sure. Let me just see if I can take a look at because her yarns, I believe, are breed specific. This is her Mohonk yarn. The lighter color is in the Iris Sun. Yes, this is Corma. So it's a really, really nice, soft, but fluffy kind of a yarn. Enjoying knitting it. It's very simple. It's drop stitches with some garter. The pattern itself, the reason I wanted to bring this up with me, and I don't even know if I'm actually going to work on it up there, but the reason I wanted to bring this up with me, I very rarely go ahead in a pattern and look at the directions, because usually what I find is that confuses me. But by the time I'm up to that step in the pattern, if I then go through it and go over it, it will make more sense because I'm actually holding it in front of me. But I did go up ahead and I looked, and there was a couple of things that I was a little confused about when about picking up on the edge with the attached I-cord. So I was probably just going to take this up with me, and Friday night, and I'll talk about it later, Saturday night, I will hopefully be going to the Jill Draper studio and meeting up with Laura Nelkin, so I'm hoping that she can clarify that for me. And you know, there's all that yarn there at the studio, so you never know. You never know. The two projects that I'm going to be bringing with me are two projects that I have had on the needles and I've not been working on. So one of them I am going to actually show you both, but this one I have had on the needles forever, and I have to finish this already. It's a pair of plain vanilla socks with this is the first one, which I actually finished, with a Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I actually, if you haven't tried it, try it. This is a great heel. It fits me well, but it's also, once you memorize it, and it is kind of a little bit, you know, you have to get used to it. It's a little, very small learning curve, but it's a great heel. It really is. It fits nice. It's easy to do, and you do it while you're doing the socks, so you don't have to worry about picking anything up afterwards. But this is in the, I think is it Opal? Gosh, now I don't even remember if that's Opal or Regia. I think it was Regia. In the Regia yarn, in one of the Arnie and Carlos colorways. And I had to tell you, I'm not feeling the love. I don't know. I like the colorway. I love the patterning. The self-patterning of it was nice. The yarn to me was so splitty. I had a bear of a time working with this, and it was, you know, the lighter parts weren't so bad, but getting down to the dark when it split, this wasn't fun. And I have more of this stuff in lighter colors, so I'm hoping that will be better, but I didn't feel the love for these socks. I am currently working on the second one, and again, like I said, I will take this with me to Rhinebeck. Maybe that will inspire me to get it finished. I have finished the heel on the second sock, and I am working my way down the foot. So there is an end in sight, I hope. I just got to get past the working with this yarn. I'm not really enjoying it at all, and I've got more. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And I probably will enjoy it when I'm done. I mean, I do like the color. I do like the patterning of the yarn. And it's not the first time I've worked with the Regia. So I don't know, maybe this is just the skein. I'm gonna chalk it up to that and say maybe it's just the skein, and the next one will be better. And so we'll see what happens with that. So that is one of the projects I will be taking up to Rhinebeck with me. And the other one is actually the second one I've made. It is a cameo. The pattern is cameo. It's by Paula Popiac, I think is the way you pronounce it. I am not far on it at all. In fact, I just recently started this. Gosh, now it's all... Oh, you know I had to have something going awry here. Couldn't have gone that smooth the whole time. Okay, here we go. It's coming. All right. I don't have much here. I just have the garter section. I did knit one of these before. I love this pattern, and this yarn is amazing. This is Zen Yarn Garden in the Serenity Silk, and I have it, I'm not sure if this is Dusty Rose, and the other color I'm working with I think is called Charcoal. So these are the two colors, and the pattern, it has like a knit on picot edge, which is really simple. It's nothing too complicated. Oh my gosh, this yarn is so soft. And once you finish the garter edge, it just goes on to stripe, and then there's a bit of a solid on the edge. You know what, let me see if I can just, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I'm gonna pull it up and see if I can just show you a picture. Here is my other, that's the other one that I did. So that's what it looks like when it's finished. And this one will be, again, in the pink and the gray. And I will be taking that, because it's straight garter stitched, up to Rhinebeck with me. And this is how it's going to travel. And I'm going to take it in what's called a yarnet. This thing is like genius. You know those yarn containers, they have the hole in the top that you can pull the yarn out of, and then if you don't want to leave it in the container, you have to cut the yarn. Well, you don't want to do that. So what this one does is this just separates. So the yarn stays inside, but you can take the whole skein out if you want to. Now it's just because, okay, it does lock back on. I hope the whole thing doesn't come down. The bottom part pops off, and you can use it to hold your notions, stitch markers, whatever it is that you need, that comes along. But the beauty of this is that you take the strap, and I'm not gonna fiddle too much with it here, but you take the strap and you put it over your shoulder and you knit as you go. So this is just, I thought was the coolest thing to be walking and knitting with. I thought this was just too much fun. So that if you see me at Rhinebeck and I'm got this over my shoulder knitting away, come up and say hello. Please introduce yourself. And that is what I will be taking with me and working on while I am at Rhinebeck. And now we have a finished object. Yes, I finished my honey bootliners. I actually should say I finished my daughter's honey bootliners, and she is in love with them. I didn't block them, and I'm kind of debating now whether I actually want to or not. I may just let her wear them at this point and see. What I did do is I wove in the ends. I did. I was going to be so embarrassed to show them on here as a finished object with all the ends, as I usually have, just laying out. So I said, all right, I may not block it, but I will weave in the ends so she doesn't have to worry about them coming loose. So there they are, the honey bootliners. They are absolutely adorable. If you want to make a gift for a young girl, for yourself, for anyone who loves to wear boots, I can't recommend this pattern enough. It was a very fun pattern to knit. Again, this was knit out of Cascade 220 Sport. They fit beautifully, and they do, I believe there were 3 sizes available in the pattern. So it's not just a one size fits all. There definitely were different sizes that you could adjust. So again, honey bootliners, the pattern is available on Craftsy, and they are done. So that is my finished object. So this weekend is the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. up in Rhinebeck, New York. I will be going with my daughter. We have been going for a number of years now. We look forward to it every year. It is a really, really fun event. If you've never gone, it's something you might want to think about. There is so much to do in the area in addition to the festival. It's a very historic area. And this year, Saturday night, Jill Draper from Jill Draper Yarns is going to be having an open house, open studio Saturday night from 6 to 9. So we will be there too. I'm really looking forward to going to her new studio and checking out some of her yarns. This is the first year I do not have a list. I am going to Rhinebeck. There is nothing on my list. I am going to I actually want to eat my way this time through the festival. I am really just looking forward to sampling everything, going into that food barn, trying out all different stuff. So I don't know if it's a good thing, because usually when I go with a list, I kind of stick with the list. I'm kind of almost a little nervous that there is nothing that I'm shopping for that kind of almost leaves the door too wide open. But actually, I do have one thing. I had mentioned, I think it was actually in the first episode, that when I failed at Camp Loopy, that I did get my second Camp Loopy project done, which I do have here. It was a catkin, and I'm thrilled. I'm so glad I actually did finish that one, because it was a pattern that I had in my queue forever. I had wanted to get it done. So I did finish it. Of course, I did not weave in the ends, which I'm probably going to do, or at least try to do before I go. But what happened was I had ordered buttons for it. I'm just trying to look and see where the buttonholes are. And when the buttons came, they were like huge. So I'm going to take this up with me, because you can see the buttonholes are actually, oh gosh, really kind of on the tiny side. And I kind of have my heart set on getting ceramic buttons. So I know that Melissa Jean is vending at Rhinebeck, and I know Jenny the Potter is also vending. So hopefully between those two lovely ladies, I will be able to get buttons for my catkin. And besides that, that really is the long and the short of my list. So again, I will beg anyone that sees me there, please come over, introduce yourself, say hello, and keep me out of the fleece barn, because there is just absolutely no room here for fleece. I don't even want to go in and look. I don't want to be tempted, because I could easily see me coming out carrying more than one. So we don't want to do that. So that's it. So we're looking forward to Rhinebeck. And that's pretty much it with the knitting. I don't have any spinning. So we are going to move on to Scentsy. I wanted to remind everybody that the October warmer of the month, or should I say the October warmers of the month, are still available at 10% off. This month, Scentsy has a choice of 4 different sports-themed warmers for the month. We have Home Run, which is the baseball. We have Slam Dunk, which is the basketball. Goal, which is a soccer ball. And Touchdown, which is the football. That is the one that I have over there. You can see there is no light coming from it. They are element warmers. So you just put your wax in, the top on, and it melts your wax. These are great for kids' rooms because there's no light in them, and they're also great for the man cave. If your guy's watching TV, who's watching the big games, there's no light to distract, there's nothing to take away, and, well, we can keep the room nice and fragranced. It doesn't have to smell like Dorito chips. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But at any rate, sports season, I mean, big baseball games going on. I know this football season has started and is in full swing. So again, pick your favorite sports. These are great gift items. Holiday season is coming down. So remember, these are on sale, 10% off. These are our warmer of the month for the month of October until the 31st. And just to remind you, gosh, I don't even know where the bar went, so I have the room spray. The Toffee Butter Crunch is the scent of the month. And again, Toffee Butter Crunch, that is exactly what it smells like. It is a toffee, buttery smell. It is absolutely delicious. This is something I probably would burn all through the fall and winter months. I don't know that I would use the spring and summer. I'd probably go on to something else, but this is definitely a wonderful, wonderful smell. It is a very homey, home-baked smell. I'm sure you'll enjoy this. So again, that is the scent of the month for the month of October. And I just also wanted to, I had gotten a couple of things. The holiday catalog, the holiday items are all up. So if you go to my website, there's a couple of things that I wanted to point out. And the website is knitscents.scentsy.us, and I'll put it underneath and I'll link it below. Couple of things. First of all, for the month of October, if you click on the top, if you go to the website, you'll see where it says shop. If you click on shop, a menu will drop down, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to point out. First of all, one of the things is on the left-hand side. It says October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, or October Breast Cancer Awareness. This month, we had in the spring summer catalog, Scentsy always has a cause product. In a previous episode I showed you, this time it was Bernie the Buddy Fly. In the last catalog, it was a warmer called Ribbons of Hope. And that donation went to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. The warmer, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October, is now 20% off. It's available for $28 for the month of October. And it is a beautiful full-size warmer with pink ribbons on it. And $6 from the sale of each of those warmers is going to the National Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So if you're interested in that product, that is there, and that is on sale until the end of the month. Another spot that I wanted to point out is, again, if you click the shop, that menu drops down. If you look all the way to the right-hand side, right and down, there are two sections. One is Combine and Save, which will always give you if you're looking for purchasing a couple of warmers and a couple of bars, it packages them into savings packages. So that might be a place where you want to look. If you're looking to purchase more than one thing, you might want to look at the Combine and Save packages to see if they work out with what it is that you want to purchase at a savings. The other thing that I wanted to point out, which is underneath the Combine and Save, is Sale. And that is always a great place to look. There are products there that are full-size warmers, night lights, body sprays, soaps, different scent bars. I just stocked up. Sadly, I went back to buy more. There was the Bring Back My Bar in the bubblegum scent. And I got it, and I was like, oh, I need more of these. And unfortunately, they're out of stock. I'm hoping that they will come back in. But I just wanted to remind you to check out that sales section, because there are always some great purchases over there. So that's another place to look. I did get two items that I wanted to share with you. They are from the holiday catalog, which is out as well. If you click on shop, Holiday 2015 will pop up, and you can click on that and see all of our holiday themed warmers. And I mean holiday, not Halloween holiday. We already have up our Christmas and holiday themed warmers, and they have some beautiful, beautiful ones up there. I have two that I would like to show from the collection that I got, because I seem to have a little problem with penguins, and there are a lot of penguins this time, and they are absolutely adorable. So one is called, I'm sorry, that is my dog freaking out by the front door. This is Baby Tux, and he is a nightlight warmer. Your wax goes right in the top here. He plugs right into the wall. Okay, so this is a nightlight. And when you turn him on, he literally just lights up from the side. And how cute is he with his little hat? It was a penguin. He had the hat. He was adorable. I had to. So there is also a full-size warmer and a penguin if you would prefer a full-size one. We also have that, but this is from our holiday collection, and I think he's just too cute. So that is part of the holiday collection. And the other thing that I wanted to show, which is also from the limited edition, and I left him in the box because I wanted to show these are great gift boxes. These handles pop up, and it makes you don't even really have to wrap it. It's just absolutely adorable. The handles pop up. It's a little box, and this is Percy the penguin, and he is a Scentsy buddy. And the Scentsy buddies, again, are the stuffed toys that you can put a scent pack in. You don't have to put the scent pack in, but these are just, this guy was, and I haven't even taken him out. This is the first I'm seeing him. How cute is he? With his little earmuffs. Okay, that is Percy the penguin. He is so soft. Here is his little star logo. And again, like all the Scentsy buddies, he zips open in the back. Not getting fresh. And comes with, oh gosh, again, I have my kludgy set up here, and this thing's going to spin over right onto the floor. They come with your choice of scent pack. This one I chose was Clean Breeze. But again, if you are giving this to a child and they don't want the fragrance, you don't want to put it in there, you don't have to. You can use this as a sachet in your drawer. You can put it in your closet. You can put it in your car, or you can put them in the back of the buddy. But that's what the Scentsy buddies do. You stick the scent pack into this zipper pack back here and zip them up, and there you go. And he's just absolutely adorable. So that is Percy the penguin, and he is the holiday Scentsy buddy. All of these are limited edition, so if you do like any of them, I would not hesitate, because a lot of the items, I know that the aluminum warmer from September, that one sold out. We have had several of the buddies go, and I can give you a hint for the November warmer of the month. I have seen it. I do not have it yet. Hopefully this one won't be delayed. My last one was delayed, which is why everything kind of got running in reverse. But I can tell you this. The November warmer of the month is a holiday themed warmer. If you go on to my website and you look at the Chasing Fireflies warmer, and I think I did show the Nightlight one of that in a previous episode. Keep that in mind. It is similar to that with a holiday theme. I will likely, when I show it, which hopefully will be on the next podcast, I should have it by then, I will likely take pre-orders for it, because I know that I believe it is already available overseas, and I can already tell this is going to be pretty limited. I don't think it's going to be available for that long. I think that this is going to be a very, very popular. Just judging from its predecessor and from having seen it, I think it is going to be a pretty popular warmer. So I think what I will do is, in the next episode when I show, I will take pre-orders for it, and then I will submit the order right on the 1st. So if you're interested, keep an eye open for the next episode. Hopefully I will be able to show it then. Until I see you, the contest. I have not, I'm still waiting for the winner from the Socks That Rock to contact me. I've not heard from her. So I will reach out to Try Linda, was the winner of this. So I will reach out to her at this point and let her know that you need to send me your regular mail address, and I will get this sent out to you. And our contest, I'm going to keep open for another week, because I think we only have one entry. So this is fiber from Into the World. It is the Karth colorway. If you know a spinner, if you know anyone who participated in Spinzilla, they may need to replenish their supply. I know people were just spinning like crazy for the past week. Spinzilla is now over. So if you are not a spinner, but you know a spinner, I'm sure anybody would be thrilled to get into the world. Her Chris's fiber is some of the best I've ever spun. I think, in fact, it's probably some of my favorite fiber to spin. Again, this is in the Carth colorway. It is Falkland. It is a 4-ounce braid. And it's blues and greens. So we're going to leave this up for another week. So don't be shy. I think what I had asked was your favorite sport and why you love it so much. So go over to the forum on Ravelry Knitscents Podcast and tell me what your favorite sport is. And I will leave this open for another week, and then we will draw a winner on the next podcast. So until then, I hope you all enjoy the fall weather. I hope you are having a wonderful fall season. I hope that if you are going to Rhinebeck, that I will see you there and you will come up, introduce yourself. If you see me, I would love to say hi. And until the next time that I see you, as always, remember to knit with sense.